Well, congratulations for taking the first step to solving your slow money blues. My name is Doug, retired U.S. Marine and two-time combat veteran turned entrepreneur at your service. Today's episode is healthy habits. By the way, if you are tuning in, we are at the beginning of season 5, and this is episode 504. And so we changed the format just a little bit. This may be the last time that I actually just notify people of that. Of course, you see the ticker at the bottom of the screen. It talks about season 5 and, how to connect with us, how to share and all of those things. But I just want to let each and every person know that's tuning in live, maybe for the first time. We also changed how we actually drop our episodes. So we used to do a sneak peek preview on Monday. That would drop every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can go ahead and get a quick preview of it. Now what we've done is we said, hey, we're going to do the live show, drop the full show on a platform. It'll be available 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where all great podcasts are heard. Now, if you have any questions, just go to slowmoneyblues.com and click on Ask Doug, or submit your question on IG, Facebook, or Twitter using hashtag Slow Money Blues. You can also tag me using Slow Money Blues everywhere out there in the social stratosphere. So what are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about the number one habit that we all need to develop. As always, I have 2 and only 2. We used to have 3 questions, but the third question was really about, did you check out the sneak peek preview? And because we've changed the format of the show, we'll no longer have 3 questions. We only have 2 questions. And this is the first of those 2 questions. Did you do your homework? You say, dang, Doug, you owe me about this homework. Well, look, it's 2023. We're in the 2nd month, right, of a brand new year. I'm quite sure January and all of those goals are so far in the rear view, people forgot they even made them. But listen, if you've been rocking with us for any amount of time, it's all about accountability. And doing your homework actually keeps yourself accountable to yourself, not to me, because guess what? I'm just simply here as your friendly coach, mentor, advisor, and consultant, teaching you how to build, launch, and grow your own personal freedom success system. So last week's homework was delete all people from your smartphone you don't trust. I have a confession. I haven't done that yet. But if you want to simplify that process, start with the A's first and then go ahead and delete them. By the way, before you delete them, I want to say, hey, look, how did I meet you? I'm just kind of going through cleaning up my phone and just want to, make sure that the people that are on my phone, I still have a relationship with them and I want to be in a relationship with them. Very easy, practical advice. Now, did you say your morning mantra? We're never going to get rid of this. I promise you, because this right here gets me wired up, fired up, and ready to go. Now, let's do it together. Say, I state your name, take 100% responsibility and accountability for my actions and decisions. I refuse to blame others. If I do, I give away all of my power, authority, and power given to me by guess who? God, G-O-D. As always, we have phenomenal sponsors, and we're going to be bringing on more. So just a continuation from season 4 to season 5, from 2022 to 2023. We have Linky.com and BigNetDomain.com. You've heard this like a broken record, but I'm telling you the truth. If you are a solopreneur, dadpreneur, mompreneur, promoter, event planner, whatever it is that you do in building your own personal freedom success system, you want to go to linky.com. That's LIINKY.com and sign up for your free account today. That's LIINKY.com. You get full access for a total of 7 days. You get all the bells and whistles. It's so cool. It's integrated with all of the social media platforms and so much more. You can market, you can advertise, you can promote. You can drop ebooks, you can drop videos, you can do all types of stuff. It's a phenomenal platform. If you want to see an example, go to linky.com/slowmoneyblues. Now, I know it's 2023. I'm looking at my calendar. It's telling me it's 2023. Okay. People still are struggling and having a digital dilemma. They don't know how to build a website. They don't know how to do social media marketing. They don't know how to do e-commerce. They don't know how to do email marketing. They don't know how to build a website. Well, if that is your dilemma, head right on over to bignetdomain.com where the net just got bigger. And if you purchase a domain name today, that is a .com, .us, .xyz, 123, .club, .church, .whatever, you will actually get hosting free for 1 year. Use promo code BIGNET upon checkout, and you'll also get a 10% savings. It doesn't get any better than that. It gets better, though, because guess what? They're open 365, 24/7. So if you have any technical questions or if you have any billing questions, call the number when you go to bignetdomain.com and someone will answer your call. Isn't that awesome? You're going to talk to a human being. Okay. So that's great. Well, what is today's poll question? This is today's poll question. Do you have any bad habits? If you are a human being, you probably have some bad habits. But today we're going to be talking about, guess what? How to develop the number one habit. So Paul went to the doctor for his annual checkup. Have you ever gone to the doctor for your annual checkup? I can totally relate to Paul. Unlike last year, that's 2022, the doctor informed Paul, based on his lab results, that he was borderline diabetic. Now, Paul could not believe it. He was eating healthy, he was exercising and getting proper rest. So what changed? Well, let's get personal. Paul failed to mention that he was going through a very dramatic and traumatic divorce. It was contested, and I mean, it got downright ugly. He also failed to mention that he had to pay child support and alimony. That sounds horrible, right? Okay, so what are we talking about? Today we're talking about the number one habit to develop. Now, of course, if you've been rocking with me for any amount of time, and if you understand where we are right now in season 5, and at the beginning still of the year, we're still into the second month of a brand new year. We've been really talking about a lot about relationships because, believe it or not, the habit of choosing and selecting awesome friends is, man, that's super important. Like, you have to develop that habit of selecting awesome people that you want to be in your inner circle. Okay. And you alone have to determine what that criteria is, right? But you want to begin to develop that habit. And I promise you, as you get older, you're going to become more selective on who you want to be in your inner circle. Hopefully. That's not always true. I'm a little parched. Let me get a little something to drink here. So, you know how you focus on, a good habit that to have is a strong dietary or eating lifestyle habit, where because what you put in is what you get out, right? So if you put good food in, that means you're going to get good nutrition, right? You're probably gonna feel better. You're gonna have great energy, right? Also, people always focus on exercise. I happen to exercise many times a week. And I listen to my body, unlike in times past. And I've developed a habit of listening to my body. And it tells me when I should push and when I should slow down, right? So that's a good habit to, so both of these habits right now, dietary, working out, and then of course, sleeping, right? Sleeping, get excellent, because this is the deal. You're always, when you're up, you're actually expending energy. And when you are sleeping, you're in your recovery mode. And guess what? You're harnessing energy so you can get up and do that process again. And guess what? If you put out more than you're taking in, then guess what? You're going to probably burn out. A rechargeable battery, it only can recharge so many times. And that's the same thing with us, right? We have to get recharged, and we get that good deep sleep, we're actually recharging our entire physical body, hopefully our brain, our mental capacity. And guess what? We wake up, we're refreshed, we're revived, and we are ready to attack the day. However, all of those things that I just mentioned to you are not the number one habit to develop. I talked about relationships. I talked about your dietary portion, right? I talked about your physical, habits that you should develop. And then I talked about your sleeping habits that you develop. But none of those, because Paul actually did all of those things. This is why I wanted to talk about that. And then the relationship part. Now, of course, you can't determine when somebody's going to say, you know what, I don't want to be your friend anymore. However, if you start that relationship off correctly, chances are you develop a great habit of choosing and selecting awesome people that you want in your life. You can kind of manage what that looks like, right? You can totally manage what it looks like. Okay. But the number one habit to develop is this, because this trumps them all. However, all of those other habits that I just mentioned affects this habit all the time. It's called inner peace. Did you hear what I just said? I said inner peace. You know how some people can get, they can sleep deep, but the reason that they're sleeping deep is because they're so troubled while they're awake. And that's because their inner peace has been disturbed. And chances are that the reason that their inner peace is disturbed is because they have external forces, external things that are affecting them, right? Like your diet really can upset you on the inside, right? You not working out can affect you. It can affect your inner peace. Let me give you a practical example. Say you're eating horrible, right? Well, eventually what's going to happen is your body is going to start to feel the effects of eating horrible. You're not going to have energy, right? You're probably going to start developing some type of disease. It could be some chronic disease. And I'm just letting you know, external things always affect our inner peace. Think of inner peace like harmony. Like you want everything to be in harmony. And when those things are out of balance, when that habit of inner peace is interrupted, right? Well, guess what? It throws everything off. You can't think straight. You can't sleep right. I was amazed that Paul could get some sleep. But the reason that he could get sleep because he probably was exhausted mentally. So it's like, I'm just so tired. Boom. And so he just go to sleep. But he wake up, and the one thing that was always in front of him was that horrible divorce, right? So I don't know where you are in your life, what relationships you're in. I don't know what your dietary habits are. I don't know what your workout habits are. I don't know what your relationship habits are. What I do know is this: all of those things can totally impact your inner peace. And this is the way really to develop inner peace. Get rid of the noise. That sounds very harsh. And this is really, we're wrapping up this whole thing about the relationships, because understand this: money is money, right? It's just money. Money all by itself, if that money just sits in this mug over here, it does nothing. It's the things that people will do to get to this money. It's the things that you will do to get to that money, right? When you begin to engage something, right? These are things that can all interrupt and affect our inner peace. So the reason that I'm so big on purpose, and if you've been listening for any amount of time, the reason that, my personal mission statement, the reason I really exist is to inspire every person I meet to pursue their calling, passion, and purpose, do it with excellence, and live a legendary life, right? And purpose, when you know that, it helps with developing your inner peace. Because when you have purpose, when a distraction comes, guess what? You can say emphatically, that is not part of my purpose. So it's easy to say no. Whereas when you don't have purpose, which is your anchor, your root that keeps you centered and grounded, which gives you harmony, guess what? When a distraction comes, you're distracted and it takes you off of your purpose, right? And then when you surrender your purpose, then guess what? You surrendered your inner peace and you're trying to figure out why you're frantic. And it's because of all of these external things, but really it's because of this thing called purpose that is your anchor that you hold on to like your life depends on it, right? And so that's one of the ways, and it's a lot of ways in which you can do that, but primarily understanding your purpose and then begin to live that purpose out and then begin to share that with the world. It's amazing how when I meet people, people are always in pursuit of me. Very rarely, I can't make this up, and I'm not right tooting my own horn. I don't need to be in pursuit of people, right? Um, However, if I'm engaging with someone, people typically they want something. I know people always like want something. I Before I understood and knew my purpose, which gave me my inner peace, I used to always go like this to people, and I was always wanting them to put something in my hand. Now, when I go out into the world, into the marketplace, I go out with my hand held out, saying, "Please take some of this because I have something to offer you." And you need it. And the thing that I love offering anyone and everyone is this awesome thing called freedom. Now, let me tell you the truth. We talked about purpose, right? We're talking about how to develop the number one habit of inner peace. Knowing your purpose helps that, right? And when you know your purpose, it gives you this thing called freedom. And oh my goodness, when you have freedom, you absolutely have inner peace because you are beholden to no one or nothing. And it's powerful. I mean, like it's a drug and you just want more of it, right? So when you go into the earth and you go into the marketplace, you walk about in the earth with such certainty and there's so much harmony like playing around you. People they want to be a part of it. They're like, man, who is this person? I'm not kidding. It happens all the time when I meet people. I'm not kidding. And then, eventually we have a conversation. It may lead to some other things, but I always come back to the two simple things that everybody wants. People want freedom and they want a better life. That's it. And I can help you achieve that and help you get that. So, what is the major takeaway? Inner peace is priceless. And this is the deal. You can't really buy peace. You cannot. You cannot. But you can resolve to have purpose and resolve to be free. And you would create this thing called inner peace that can never be interrupted by anything that happens externally. I cannot make this up. And so that's the number one habit that we want you to develop. But the takeaway is inner peace is priceless and do anything and everything to pursue it, to acquire it, and to keep it and to maintain it. Now, what is your homework? Well, that's a great question. I'm about to share that with you. Terminate. Listen to what I'm saying. Terminate. Demolish. Destroy. Get rid of any toxic relationship, no matter the cost. And I mean that with every fiber of my being. Terminate any toxic relationship, no matter the cost. If you listen to what I said earlier about Paul and how his health was affected because of a toxic relationship. Now, I bet you if I said, "Hey, Paul, was it worth it?" He's like, he'd probably say, "Heck no," because he had, guess what, surrendered his inner peace. But now Paul is at peace because that toxicity has been removed from his life. So what did we talk about today? We talked about really the number one habit to develop, which is inner peace. And two ways that you can secure and maintain your inner peace is one, understand and know your purpose. Number two, secure your freedom. When you have those two things right there, and freedom means you're winning, and winning means you're free, which means you're beholden to nothing or no one, you're going to absolutely positively have inner peace. So until next time, what I want you to do is I want you to continue to build, launch, and grow your own personal freedom success system. And I won't see you at the top, but I will see you over the top. So listen, if you hung out to the end of the show, go ahead and give yourself a big old cheer. And also give yourself a round of applause because you deserve it. And guess what also? Life is so serious sometimes, it's okay to laugh. I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.